Hey, welcome in, PressProsMagazine.com readers. I'm Bruce Hooley, and this is the Lowdown presented by Lehman's Hardware and Old Time General Store for October the 16th, 17th? October the 17th. Okay, it is a Monday. Browns lose again. Bengals win. Nice win for the Bengals against the former Red Rifle, Andy Dalton. And we have our new Who's Hot honoree up on the pages this morning, not surprisingly. In light of what he did Friday night, it's Braylon Harlevert from Coldwater High School. Braylon, the leading wide receiver on the Cavs, stepped in at quarterback when Marcel Blasingame went down, 8 minutes left in the second quarter. And I was going to say led, but that's not really true because there were a lot of guys who contributed. Braylon Harlevert directed Coldwater. He had a lot of help from Blade Boucher. He had a lot of help from his brother, A.J. Harlevert. He had a lot of help from Evan Harlevert. He had a lot of help from the defense. And really just a character win for Coldwater. So check it out. Who's hot? Braylon Harlevert. I'll tell you what's hot. Coldwater Marion, Friday night at home for Coldwater. 9-0, 7-0 in the MAC, both teams. Both teams ranked number one in their respective divisions. At least they were last week. The new poll not out yet. Marion Local on top of Division 6. They're the defending state champion in Division 7. Got to keep track of all these moving divisions. Coldwater, the defending Division 6 runner-up, now Division 5, and they're number one in Division 5. Will they be number one in Division 5 this week? Because I'm sure the word's getting around the state of Ohio that Marcel Blasingame, their dynamic dual-threat quarterback, is injured. Marcel, it appears, broke a bone in his lower left leg. He had surgery Sunday morning, but I'm told by people at Coldwater that this does not necessarily mean that Marcel Blasingame is out for the rest of the year, because how much longer does the year have to run if you get all the way to the state championship game? 6 weeks. There's 5 weeks of playoffs and the regular season game against Marion Local that will decide the MAC championship. Now, Marcel Blasingame will not play Friday night, so Braylon Harlevert will be the quarterback for Coldwater. But wow, what a story already that Coldwater came back from a 28-20 deficit, drove 91 yards to score late in the game, got a 2-point conversion to tie it, won it in overtime with a stop of Michael Osborne on a 2-point conversion. I covered that game Friday night. Shout out to all the Versailles people who made me feel very welcome at Whole Field. Appreciate that. But read about that game, read about Braylon Harlevert, and watch us tonight on the Monday Huddle, because we'll be giving you the latest on Marcel Blasingame's injury. And we are endeavoring Chip Otten, head coach at Coldwater. Don't know if we're going to be able to get Chip tonight or not. If not, we'll still have plenty to talk about, including a little Buckeye baseball. Yes, Ohio State baseball, fall baseball, played at Bill Davis Stadium over the weekend. We have an account of that on the site. Sonny Folks giving his thoughts, not just on how Ohio State looked in their games, but what does name, image, and likeness mean for Ohio State baseball going forward? We know the basketball players and the football players are cashing in. Will Buckeye baseball players be cashing in? Now, besides Coldwater Marion on Friday night, we have some headline games, one that will decide the league championship in the TRC. Riverside at Milton Union. Riverside 7-2, but the two teams they've lost to were powerhouses. First 2 weeks of the season, they've not lost since. Milton Union, of course, is undefeated. So that's a big one. And here's one that's a little off the radar, but it should be on your radar, and that's Fort Loramie against Lima Central Catholic. Fort Loramie 7-2, Lima Central Catholic 6-3. Fort Loramie number 2 in, I think it's Region 28, Division 7. And if they win that game, wow, the computer points that the Redskins will pile up. Spencer Wells doing a great job with Loramie this year, playing an independent schedule because they are independent. So 3 big headline games to look at. Didn't even get into the OCC. Didn't even get into the MVL. We'll get into all of that tonight on the Monday Huddle. And as always, everything we do here on the Lowdown is sponsored by our friends at Lehman's Hardware and Old Time General Store. And you can get a $50 gift card from Lehman's by entering our $50 Lehman's gift card contest giveaway, which I don't know why it's not loading right now, but eventually it will. Let me tell you, there it is. Enter to win that $50 Lehman's gift card by going to PressProsContest@gmail.com, PressProsContest@gmail.com. And if you want to order online, and why wouldn't you with all the cool stuff that they have, well, then use the code PressPros10 when you order, and you can get 10% off your order at Lehmans.com. Whereas Lehmans, it's in Kidron, Ohio, which is right on the way to the state football finals at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. It's just 4 miles south of Route 30. So make that side trip, get out, stretch your legs, budget an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. You'll fill the time up. Maybe you're hungry, eat in the Layman's Cafe, grab an ice cream cone, grab a piece of fudge. It's not a hardware store like you've seen before, because there's no other store anywhere like Layman's. It is a one-of-a-kind store. As I always say, it is the place where you'll find the perfect gift for the hardest to buy for person on your list. That's my assessment. My wife's assessment is they have everything you never knew you always needed, because she loves their kitchen section and she loves their section where they have all kinds of natural products for skincare and things like that. It's an antique store. It's a tech store. It's a throwback store. It's a candy store. It's a restaurant. It's, like I say, a place you've never seen before. So check it out. You can check it out right now online and get a flavor of how cool Layman's is at lehmans.com, lehmans.com. Order 24/7, 365. They're amazing. You'll love them, just like you love MAC football, just like you love, what, the Guardians? You love the Guardians? The Guardians are going to break your heart eventually, I'm telling you. They might not break it tonight against the Yankees in Game 5. They might break it next against whoever they play, but they will eventually break your heart, because that's what the Guardians do, because they're the Indians. They'll always be the Indians to me. And that's what the Indians do, with no world championship since 1948. And there are those who say, enjoy the ride, Bruce. Enjoy the ride. Yeah, well, I don't enjoy a ride that I know is going to crash at the end. And I know if there's one thing I know about following the Indians, Guardians, eventually you're going to crash. So with that little happy thought in mind, I bid you adieu on this edition of the Lowdown, and I hope we see you tonight for the Monday Huddle here and on all of our social channels. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.